Hi, I'm Greg Denning. I'm actually recording this video from Quito, Ecuador, where I'm on a 17-day adventure with my sweetheart to celebrate our 20th anniversary. And tomorrow we fly out to the Galapagos, where we've chartered a private yacht with some friends to sail around those amazing islands. Never, and I tell you this because never in my wildest dreams would I have dreamt that I would be doing this on my 20th anniversary. See, I grew up in a broken home, and I ended up out on my own at an early age. And in my late teens and early 20s, it was survival mode. It was, well, hunger and even desperation to find out if genuine happiness and success was really even possible, right? Could I actually make it happen? And so that experience as a young man trying to find out how to survive, not only how to survive, but how to thrive. And I wanted a family. I wanted an extraordinary family life. And it drove me. It drove me to study, to learn, to ask questions. And along the way, there were several really amazing human beings who put their arm around my shoulder, literally and figuratively, to give me advice or direction or some mentoring or some support, some resources. And then I was reading, devouring from the best books, which I started reading, and I've averaged about a book a week for over 2 decades. I just haven't let up. And those early experiences were so formative to me, because as I learned these principles, they seem like secrets because so few people know about them or live them. And so as I discovered these secrets and started applying them, massive changes in my life. So then I wanted to share them with other people. I'm like, man, this works. Here, try this. And I had 2 different experiences. One would be I'd share it and somebody would do it and get huge results, and it'd be so gratifying and so exciting. And then others, I'd share it and they wouldn't do anything. And they needed it. And I was like, oh, how can I figure out how to help people help themselves? And it drove me. Both of them drove me. The desire to help people get great results, and the desire to help people, take advantage of truth and principles right there. So that drove me to do what I do now. And you guys, I never would have dreamt that I could do this either. Every day I get to wake up and work with unbelievable human beings like you as an executive life and business coach, and get to transform lives. And little would I have imagined back then, being shy and timid and reclusive and broke and ignorant, that one day my life's work, or part of my life's work, would be this masterclass I created called Be the Man Masterclass, to help men be their absolute best, to get in the best health of their lives, to rise up and have confidence, to feel alive, to be great husbands and fathers and leaders and businessmen. Oh man, I love this stuff. And so as I started going through life, I wanted to look for key principles, guiding principles that would be this foundation for my life that I could instill. And so it wouldn't be, you guys have probably experienced this, where you're going along and you're like, oh, I need to do that. I really want to do that. And it works for a few days or even a few weeks, and then you forget. And you fall off, and then you're like, oh, I got to get back on that. And then you forget again. And I'm like, I want to establish that. So I came up with a couple of easy principles to remember that have become this guide, this foundation for me and for my family. One is this idea of it's reach upward. I had some hats made, some shirts made, necklaces, bracelets. I mean, I say it in my podcast and all my videos. I always say this idea of reaching upward, always reaching upward, that every day I'm trying to be a little bit better. I'm just making little tweaks, little adjustments. And I'm constantly reaching for my best. I'm reaching towards heaven, and I'm reaching towards greatness. I'm chasing excellence, and I'm always trying to be a little bit better. And so every day I'm learning new things. I'm trying new things. I'm refining myself. And so I live by this guiding principle, and I teach it to, Rachel and I have seven children, and I get to mentor both youth and adults and families. I'm always trying to teach that principle, reach upward. And it's this exciting journey to strive to maximize our own potential. Another one that I live by is a French phrase. It says it's a noblesse oblige. And roughly translated, it means our nobility obligates us. The meaning there is that we're noble beings. We come from heaven trailing clouds of glory, and that we're just as human beings, just to be alive, there's some nobility in us. And our nobility obligates us to be generous and kind. Oh, another great guiding principle. And then one more I'll share. I actually had some bracelets made with this, and I had some artwork done with them. So it's just these constant reminders to live this way. There's one more, it's a French word, and it's a simple word. It's j'agis, and it just means I act, or roughly translated, I take action. I move, I get things done. And those are 3 simple guiding principles that have made a massive difference in my life. And then we've taken those and we've instilled them into personal habits and family habits. And people often ask me, what's one of the habits, or what's one of the things you've done that made the biggest difference in your life? And so I literally went from being homeless as a teenager and so shy and so timid and so insecure and depressed and discouraged and afraid and anxious, to living this absolutely extraordinary life that we live as a family. We love travel. We travel all around the world together. In fact, my kids are at a beach house in Mexico right now. And so we have this dream life, and we're going to continue to climb and grow and build all this. I never would have dreamt it would happen, but there were simple habits, personal habits and family habits that we put in place that have made all the difference. And I think the most powerful one is our morning routine and our rituals. We wake up early, and we dive right into reading great things. We don't jump into email, we don't jump into messages, we don't jump on social media. We get up early and we read great things, and we think, and we pray, and we meditate, and we write, and we exercise. I even created a whole course on how to totally transform your life before breakfast. And I do that personally, and my wife does it personally. Then we come together and we do it as a family, and our family devotionals in the morning around breakfast. And then we're readers, right? We all read and listen to great audiobooks. Our kids listen to audiobooks all the time. We continue to learn. So every day we just kind of set this family culture of learning and growing and being excited about life and being happy and energized and alive and adventurous and going out and travel. Traveling opens your eyes and opens your understanding, and it gives you opportunity to serve and make a difference and to connect with people and places and cultures and traditions all around the world, so that every day we have this chance to really live, my friends, to really be alive, not just to merely exist, not just to kind of go through life on autopilot or in survival mode where, a lot of people tell me they just feel like they're slowly dying inside. They don't feel alive anymore. They're just going through the motions of life and kind of checking the boxes and paying the bills, but they rarely feel alive anymore. And so that's how we want to do life, with few regrets and really leaning in and really living an absolutely extraordinary story, right? This great hero's journey where you're the hero of your own story. And always with this emphasis on our family, right? Raising our children to be great human beings and strengthening families, our own family and other families, and helping people, what I call optimizing their life, right? Holistic optimization, where you take every important area of your life and you optimize it so that you can have the balance. You can have what you want. You could have your physical health, your mental and emotional health, and you can have the social skills and the connections and relationships you want, the family. You can have your spiritual life and be dialed in where that needs to be, and your financial life, have all the finances you want, to literally craft your own life. Because I love to say this, awesome is always an option. It's always an option. We get to choose, and ultimately our lives will be exactly what we make of them. Reach upward.